Hey fellow guitar slingers, welcome back to my channel. It's awesome to be hanging out with you today. This video is going to be discussing 3 major tips to help you deal with mistakes on stage. Myself, I play 6 nights a week in a 5-star hotel. So for me, making mistakes is just an everyday part of life. Occasionally I have nights on guitar where I feel like, wow, everything's just going right. But I still tend to make the odd mistake, whether it's missing a chord or forgetting a chord, or playing the wrong note during a solo, something like that, even maybe missing the pickup, my pickup selector, or it's just something strange, missing a change on my effects board. But these things happen in live shows, and one of the things I've learned down through the years is how to sort of cover up those mistakes when they do happen, and inevitably they do happen. And one important thing to remember, it's not really a tip, but the sun will always come up tomorrow. So even if you make a mistake and think, oh man, it's like the end of the universe, it's not the case. It's just part of putting yourself out there as a musician. So don't worry about it. Anyway, tip number 1. So tip number 1 is don't let anybody know that you've actually made a mistake. I think this is the golden rule, no matter what type of situation you're performing in, whether it's a solo classical guitar recital, or you're doing your solo in a song, or any type of situation if it's in a band or something like that. And recently, I don't like to point the finger, but Nick Jonas, he played a pretty rough solo on a song that he was doing in the music awards in America. And it didn't last very long. I think it was about 10 or 15 seconds. And the honest truth of it is he handled it like an absolute professional. You would never have known that he had really, stuffed that solo up pretty badly. He just carried on like a trooper. And that's exactly what you should do. Because quite often out there, people don't even know what you're going to do. They might know there's a solo, they won't know if you're trying to play it like an original solo or if you're improvising. So quite often you can sort of get away with just about anything in a lot of solos. For a guitar player, you tend to look at your solo and you think, oh, I've got to get this right, I can't miss a note or anything like that. But going back to what I was saying before, often people don't know the solos. Some people do, but the vast majority of people don't know the solos that you're doing. And even if you did make a mistake, and someone asked you about it later, you could say, oh, I was just improvising it. But one of the things on stage, though, is this type of thing, and this lets people know that you're making a mistake. That type of thing. Maybe that's why facial expressions on the guitar started. It was just people not really happy with what they're playing and cringing almost at the bad selection of notes that they just finished playing. If you just play on like nothing happened, then I think most of the time the audience will think nothing has happened either. It's not unless you draw attention to yourself somehow by acting unusually, and then people will think, something went wrong there. So yeah, the golden rule, rule number 1, don't let on that you've made a mistake. Just keep on playing as if it was exactly how it was meant to be played. Also, if you're in a band situation, make sure that your band understands too. If someone makes a mistake somewhere, don't all turn around, and look. Just smile and wave, like the penguins on Madagascar. That's all you gotta do. Just keep doing your thing. Don't worry about it. Tip number 2 that I have, now this might seem in direct contradiction to tip number 1, which was, try to just not let anybody know that you've made a mistake. The other one is to kind of step up and admit it, that you've made a big mistake. It depends on the context, and it also depends on what kind of mistake is being made. In my own personal experience, when I was doing a classical guitar audition to attend university in New Zealand, I had to do three pieces, and I got through the first 2 okay, and the third one, it was a Bach piece. It was I think it was Fugue in E minor. Anyway, I was playing that and I got through about, you know, the first half of it, and then I just had a total mind blank. It was gone. I couldn't save it. There was nothing I could do. My fingers just stopped, my brain stopped, and I was, you know, there was nothing. I couldn't pretend nothing had happened. I couldn't just keep soldiering on. I was just totally gone. So I just made a joke of it, you know, and I sort of put it back on the audience, and I said that the examiners had kind of made me noisy, and that, you know, the colour of the lady's hat was putting me off. Something like that, you know. Those moments do happen where we call it a train wreck. You know, it's just, everything's just gone bad, and you know, you can't really hide that. So one thing you can do is just point fun at it, you know, or make light of the situation. What you've got to remember sometimes is that the audience in general are not there to crucify you. They are there because they enjoy music, or, you know, maybe you're a personal friend of theirs, or family, or, you know, there's a lot of reasons, but generally people aren't there to criticize you. There are critics out there, but by and large, you know, their opinions don't matter too much. You know, it's you that's up there. You're putting yourself on the line. That's another tip. Just don't worry about it and just make fun of it, you know, and then if you can, when you've regained your composure, start again and see how you go that time around. I'm sure it'll be much better than it was before. Tip number 3, if you've made a mistake, have a plan B. So what's plan B? You know, you think about it like a military operation. They always have the contingency plan. You know, if you're trying to get in there and something happens, then they've got another alternative that's usable. So for example, if you're in a band and your solo's just going, you know, it's just going from bad to worse, and, you know, you can't really bring it back. What you can do, you can talk to the other members of your band, and, you know, if you're all listening to each other, you can hear when something is going wrong. You know, either it could be your solo, or perhaps your singer has forgotten the words in the song or something like that, and it's up to you or someone else in the band to step up and cover that downhill slide. For example, I was in a 7-piece band in Dubai for many years, and we worked with a lot of different singers, and as you do, sometimes you just forget your words. You know, it does happen, even to the best of performers. They forget their words, or they forget their choreography or something. There's a lot going on stage. And so, you know, what I used to do, I would step in and do a solo. I'd hear them sort of, you know, faltering or something, and so I'd just step up and do a solo. That was our plan B. We'd actually discussed it in the band. Oh, you know, if something goes wrong, I was the man that would step up and try to cover whatever was going. We had a great keyboard player as well, but to avoid any confusion, it was me. It fell to me. It fell to my responsibility to cover what was going on. If, on the other hand, it was me that was sliding downhill, then the keyboard player would take over, and he'd try and cover me. So, you know, these are the plans that you can have. If you're a solo artist, you don't have as many options. So I would suggest, if, you know, you've made a mistake and it's going downhill, your plan B could just be like reverting to tip number 2, which is just stop things, regain your composure, and then start again. Audiences, you know, they're not out there to just rip you apart. If it's inside a solo and you're making a mistake, just remember this: a solo is generally, what, 20 seconds or 30 seconds in an average length of a song. A song maybe 3 minutes 30. Most songs out there in the world are 3 minutes 30, or they're under 4 minutes. You may not even have a solo in there, you know, and if you do, it's going to be short, and there's only a few notes. What, you might play 2 or 3 wrong notes. In the grand scheme of things, that's probably not even 1 second in that song, which is 0.5%, maybe less than 0.5% of that whole song. People aren't always focused on you as much as you might like to think they are. You know, when you're doing your solo and you think, oh man, the whole world is watching me. Not necessarily. Sometimes people are, you know, they're chatting with their friend, or, you know, they're on the phone, or they're looking at the bass player, or, you know, they're focused on the drummer or the singer or something like that. It's not always like the guitarist is the center point, or when you make a mistake, everyone's eyes and ears are suddenly on you. Thanks for tuning in to my video today. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you've liked the video, please press a like. And if you want to hear more about what I'm doing, please subscribe to my channel. I've always got more videos coming out. I release about 3 a week. They range from reviews to my own arrangements and lessons, all kinds of cool stuff. So stay tuned, stay posted, and as you know, let your fingers fly.